Yo, come check out the Who's the Greatest You can find us at the like and subscribe to the tell your people about the much love from the
to build a real relationship. Like Gabriel G, bro, like he makes me feel genuine. Like his shit feels real. He's shared personal stuff. He's reached out to me. He's pinged me multiple times. You know what I mean? Like he seems like he genuine. He tells it to everybody that I'm a real one. You know what I mean? And like he expresses that like he's true and I'm true. That's what I really want but at the same time like I have to network and have to do it like work, right? And I know I am not going to line up with people the way that I do with G-Bro or the way that I do with you. So yeah, there is work and it is like fake in some sense, but within that fakeness, like there is a chance to build something real. So like there's always that. So it's like I'm working for the fakeness as well as working for the realness with the understanding that the realness is literally a needle in a haystack, a 1 in a million. You know what I mean?
So I try to at least take the 15 minutes that it takes once or twice a week to be like, hey man, much love. I haven't seen you, you know? I hope maybe we could make plans within my confinement and your confinement of fucking what life is and take an hour to just sit down and chat and have a good time, you know? And actually, to be honest, I have to shout out fucking Discord and just technology in general to be able to sit right now. I probably I would, not to say I wouldn't. I would definitely take the time to drive down to you and drive back. Um, but it's such a hassle for either one of us with work and school and kids and just life and whatever to make the trip. But to be able to go like, hey man, I've actually been trying to establish that with you. It's like, hey man, do you have time to sit and talk for an hour? That maybe I wouldn't have been willing to drive to your house tonight because I'm tired or you're tired. Maybe you don't want to have people over. Your house is dirty. My house is dirty.
Oh, mine's clean now. I had a
That's
bitch
cool.
over.
That has changed my life a lot. That has changed my feeling with people a lot. And I'm not ashamed to like go out of my way to call somebody, you know, and say, "Hey man, how you doing?" And
Yeah, I hear you.
what's funny is like you go like, "Oh, I picked up like we just talked and you knew how I'm doing. So maybe you're feeling some type of way. I didn't know that I was doing that, but maybe I was a little bit, you know? Maybe I needed
Right.
this, you know?
Yeah.
Um so that's
Now you're
cool.
self-aware, maybe.
A little bit more. And I at one point and this is me through therapy and I at one point just felt like I had problems and didn't really have problems. And because of that feeling of having problems, I decided to put myself in situations that caused me to have a multitude of problems. That at which point, not only that did I then need to solve all these problems that I had now created for myself, but I also then needed to get back to this little pinpoint of what this problem was. Do you personally recognize this within your own life as well as you do?
With others,
Correct.
there's a lot of things I don't recognize, but there's a lot of things that I do recognize, and a lot of things that I work on regularly. Or sometimes the best way to work on it is like abstinence.
Do you feel
Like you said, pulling yourself out of situations.
Well, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, and this is only for me and for my depression. I literally remove myself from everything.
Yeah.
My solution was to
your flight.
Goodbye to all.
Yeah.
And then I can build back.
Yeah.
and I have to make a cognizant recognition of okay, I'm gonna introduce this element. That's not a good element. That doesn't make me feel good, and the bad thing is for me, I've had to like I have to make decisions that aren't particularly nice in situations that are related to other people that are personally beneficial though. Until I think that um until I think that I personally or they have changed or I personally can work with it and make it to where it doesn't make me feel bad to where I'm gonna think about it.
Well, having boundaries is perfectly fine.
I agree. Yeah, I understand.
So don't confuse what certain things with boundaries. And there's unhealthy
But
boundaries
there's
and
a
there's
mixture
really
between
healthy
the
ones.
two. Me and Ryan got kicked out of a Walmart together, so at that point
Nice.
we were on the same side, you know. Yeah,
Exactly.
who was it? Me
See, and that
or
won't
was it you? One of us sat or laid in the bed with a pan on our crotch, while the other one ran in and like smacked the pan and then acted like oh I remember what it was because we did a whole skit. The whole skit started. What it started was I was like, yo, it'd be funny. It may not have been me. I'm not trying to take the credit. I just mean one of us came up with like, oh, it'd be funny if if we did like a whipped cream thing. So I'm like, and you were the one that pretended like you were asleep with the whipped cream. So that it had to be me with a nut tap. Um,
already feel the cringe.
it was cringy. It was cringy. But we had like also remember we're on like Razor flip phones at the time. Like this is this is way back when where really there was no distinguishing whether it was real or not because you couldn't pixel wise you couldn't even make out that there was people in the video. Um, so so we did whipped cream in your hand where I did like a whatever I don't remember if like I fucked with you or whatever it was and then you smacked yourself in the face with the whipped cream and ran after me and the video was over and then it was like haha all right now we gotta come up with what we're gonna do with the comeback so the comeback video's got to be like yo you act like you fell asleep we'll put the pan over top I'm gonna come up I'm gonna hit you in the and then you run after me and then we did that and not that we ever did anything with the videos, but that was the fucking that was like the
All
beginning
of
of
our
it.
little skate videos, and then
Oh my god.
white chocolate BMX.
Oh my
The
holy
tax.
shit.
And now for a word from our sponsors.
Hello everyone. We have created a Cash App. If you would like to show monetary support in our future endeavors and creations, or just support to show that you appreciated the art that we have already created, we would appreciate it. If not, continue to enjoy our content. Thank you. Hello, Slim Chances Podcast family. There is a support button on the Anchor page where you can support us financially. Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Double D420. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitch and join our family. #1 group of supporters there are. Everybody loves everybody. Typically you find us playing first-person shooters, but sometimes we like to take it easy and just chat. If that sounds like anything that you would like, you know, we're always looking to add more members to the family. Major shout out to Slim Chance Podcast, aka the best mod there is.
Yeah, I agree.
All the money you
Until the
make.
point, there was a funny thing where they were saying there was this God, what's his fucking name? He's a I would like to say at this point he's like a fucking internet influencer, but he's really just a financial guy. And he was like, if you owe $1 million to the banks, you have a problem. If you owe $50 million to the banks, they have a problem. And it's like, if you owe $1 million to the bank, the whole point of the whole story was, if you owe $1 million to the bank, they're gonna come beating on your door. You're gonna go to jail and whatever it may be. if you owe $50 million to the bank, they're actually going to loan you more money to hope that you can recuperate the money based off of your previous records of having the money and being able to pay the money off, versus the guy that was somehow able to come up to $1 million and now owes the $1 million. People don't just have 50 million. So if you were able to add up to 50 million and now all of a sudden, for whatever reason, you are unable to pay the 50 million, we will be willing to front you 25 million to get our 75 million back now.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
It's all about the rapport that you establish with the people that were, and it's back
Yeah.
to just credit. All credit is saying, like, I started my credit journey with giving them $300 of my own money and them giving me a credit card that was based off of my own money, $300 worth, when I was 16 years old. A secured credit card. And after a year, they said, here's your $300 back, and here's an extra $300 on top of that. You know? And from then, it's blossomed to whatever it was, but it was literally me giving up my own money and going like, all right, look, I'm going to be responsible with it. Here, give me a little bit. And then they gave me some, and then I went to another company, and they were like, all right, we'll give you a little bit based off of what they gave you. And then you go to another one, and they're like, I will give you a little bit more. And then finally, you're going to apply for a car, and they're like, yeah, we'll slip you a little bit. And then you're like, oh, I'm an adult now. But
That's where I'm at.
I agree. But then you look at it and go, and not like outside of negative. I'm not to say negative. I'm saying knowing what I can influence on my kid's life now. If somebody would have just established that for me at a young age, the sky's the limit at fucking 18 years old, what I could have done. Now,
Well,
I
that's
know how
what
to do it the proper way. And since I've done it the proper way, Sean's been a co-signer on a couple of my accounts. I use some of his credit cards to pay for things and pay them off in the way that I found. Point being, imagine if you would have had the credit to not need a fucking co-signer at whatever age.
That's what I mean.
At 18 years old, if you have 10 years worth of credit at 18, I opened up Sean's first credit card, I think, at 8, if I'm not mistaken. At this point, I think he's got 6 or 7, and that's still, he's not even 10 yet. Let's say even 8 years at 18 is great, but 10 years at 18 of established credit, good credit, established credit at 18 years old is fucking. I don't have 10 years of established credit right now.
Right, exactly.
And so
He could walk up into fucking Tesla and pull off the lot without any money down.
and that's the goal. And that's the goal. And then as a father, really the goal is also to like be able to have that, and then also establish like respect and still like fucking hardship and all the shit you had to go through that made you a good person, to respect all that, but to have it anyways. It's like, fuck. It's like, I want you to have everything that I never had. I fucking love you to death, but at the same time, it's like, I'll smack you in your fucking mouth if you talk back to me. I swear to God.
Fuck
So,
yeah.
So it's weird, but I mean, we've done good so far, So
God, so his credit's probably high as fuck.
I haven't looked. I mean, I don't
There's no
need
point.
no point to look. Yeah, I want him to look one day and be like, "Fuck yeah, Dad," That's my goal. Is I don't. To me, it means nothing. I don't have to look because I know I'm doing what I need to do on my
That means that
end.
he's in like the top 1% probably.
He will be at one point. I love seeing my people do well because, back to even previous conversations, like I derive inspiration from what you're doing, just as a person that I look up to, right? So, if you're doing well, it gives me just in the same point of like I start like I'm doing my podcast shit, but I finish my projects and I'm sitting here and I go, you know what? I don't even take the time to message you to go give me access to your shit. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking do it myself, you know? And he's gonna like it, you know? And that's only inspiration from seeing what you've been doing and going like, well, like he needs clips. He's gonna need clips. We're gonna if we branch out, not saying we, if you branch out and do your thing, you're gonna need clips on the YouTube and on your Facebook and Instagram or whatever the fuck you want to do. Clips are essential. Clips are
Yeah.
what really get people because nobody has a fucking attention span, you know. So
Exactly.
where you're really gonna catch people is them 24 seconds where you go like, yo, who's this fucking Double D guy that got 3 kills in uh, a 34-second clip? Goddamn, you know. And then another clip where his boy Reaper's talking about the winking sphincter, you know.
Yeah.
I don't remember anybody ever talking to me the way that I talk to my child. And I'm not saying the bullshit because you see the bullshit that we do, and at this point, that's just little banter between the two of us. But I'm just talking about in general. I never had anybody have the connection that I get to have with my kid, you know, and 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 that is the break of the cycle that you want to see, but not only see, provide. To know that his thought was like, I'm in a pinch, Sean, how do I handle this? And I was his guy, you know. And I'm like, I've got you to also to be able to like, oh, I've got it handled, come on, dummy, like what are we doing? You know. And it's cool, it's great, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, I gotta get some food.
Thank you for supporting the Slim Chances podcast family. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Karina. Shout out to Double D420. Shout out to G Bro. Shout out to the whole Slim Chances podcast family and all the supporters. Anybody that listens, we appreciate all of you. And peace.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Check us out on Apple, YouTube, Spotify. We're everywhere. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave us some suggestions. We'd love to hear your feedback, and we'll check you out next time. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. We really had a good time today. I hope you guys come back and check us out again. You feel free to like and subscribe, and we would love to see you as a regular viewer. Thank you so much.